Let's start with Lance Berkman. How did the deal come about, and how pleased are you to get Lance Berkman?
Well, essentially just had a lot of conversations with Houston, off and on like we've done with every club, and I kind of entered the deadline with the criteria in place at what would work for us on players that might be in the marketplace, and when my conversations with Ed Wade, got into the arena that kind of worked for both sides, we were able to push something through, and hopefully, Lance is a pro, and he's a switch hitter that can plop in the middle of our lineup. He's got the plate discipline, he's still got power, and he's a consummate pro, and so we feel that he gives us stabilization right there, and another choice for our manager to go to, whether it's at first base or the DH spot. And I don't see him playing against left-handed pitching much, but I do see him obviously as a nice weapon against right-handers that can slot perfectly in our second hole and deep in our lineup. And that's the hope. We'll see how it shakes out.
Talk about your acquisition with Austin Kearns.
Yeah, no question about it. He, we felt that we were a little top-heavy from the left side. He is a professional. He obviously is a right-handed bat, and he can play left and he can play right, and he does have plus defense, so it gives us protection in the event of injury. It gives us, more importantly, as you line up against tough left-handers, whether it's a Cliff Lee, a Price, a Jonathan Lester, and if Posada's catching that day, for instance, then all of a sudden I can, play around with it where, Curtis Granderson, who, has had a historical deficiency against left-handed pitching, then all of a sudden Brett Gardner, who shows he can hit lefties and righties, I can swing him over to center field. I can have Kearns in left. I can have, obviously, Posada catching and Marcus Timms as the DH spot because Berkman's not hitting left-handers the last 2 years. So it provides us with a pretty dynamic offense against left-handed, or much stronger offensive weaponry against as we try to match up against some tough left-handed pitching in our league. So I just think Kearns provides us a lot more flexibility and choices for a manager to contemplate.
You get Kerry Wood. Tell us about that deal.
Didn't think it was realistic, but on the last day of the deadline, had some conversations with Mark Shapiro that led us to deciding to take a chance here. Yeah, he was coming off the deal with a blister. We did a lot of evaluations that we do in-house along with our scouts, and his stuff, we still think his secondary stuff is still lights out. He has swing and miss ability. Obviously, health is an issue. It's the risk that's associated with him now. But one we were willing to take. If we can obviously keep him healthy for the next 2 months, I think he can play a real positive role for us. And Girardi knows him because he caught him back in the day when he was a Cub. So it just happens to be another teammate that our manager now is managing, and as he's emerged as one of the better managers in the game today. And so we just feel it just gives us another weapon out of the bullpen, and hopefully he'll play a part just like everybody else will.